My friend, you are a long way from home. How is Brazil treating you so far?
Yeah, it's good. Nice and hot. Came out, got here Saturday, so a couple of days before usual. So just to try and get used to the heat and the jet lag and stuff.
When they first approached the fight, I wondered if you were you excited about the challenge of fighting somewhere else. I mean, I know almost all, but I think one of your fights has been in Europe.
Yeah, well, all three of my UFC ones are in Europe, and I've built up a kind of fan base and stuff in Europe. So now, yeah, I was wanting to fight elsewhere. Obviously, I was meant to fight in Vegas, but had some trouble with that. So, yeah, I want to expand my fan base and stuff. So, perfect.
Nice. Yeah, talk about the fight in Vegas. What happened there? I mean, dealing with injuries, I think. What happened that you had to pull out, and how's it been since?
No, I've never got injured.
Really?
It was due to visa complications. I couldn't get a working visa in time. I left it too late. So that's in the middle of getting sort of dealt with. This time, obviously, I got my Brazilian visa in time. So yeah, I've done a fight camp a while back, and then straight into this fight camp. So it's been a long fight camp.
Nice. How disappointing was it to watch that fight? I mean, obviously Jake Matthews is a kid with a lot of hype, a lot of name, and of course Kevin Lee came in and handled him pretty well that night. Were you frustrated or disappointed watching that fight?
Not really. I mean, just because one person's finished him like that doesn't mean that my fight would have happened. But to be honest, Jake Matthews is kind of an up-and-coming guy. He's still young. I believe that what Kevin Lee done to him is what I seen maybe happening as well. I seen him making a few mistakes and stuff in previous fights, giving up his back against a guy that he beat, experienced guy, I can't remember his name, but yeah, and then like he fought one of my TriStar teammates, Olivier. I spoke to him a little bit about it. He said he was like throwing flying triangles and stuff, and then lost the round because of it. So he's still young and maybe making some mistakes and stuff still. So I reckon I would have capitalised on that.
Yeah. Instead, you get the matchup here with Alain Patrick. I mean, flashy fighter. He's had some success. What do you think about him when you break him down and look at him?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's just another opponent, different sort of challenges and stuff. He's one of these kind of weird, unorthodox type guys. He's got a capoeira background, so he throws maybe some different stuff that other people don't. Striking wise, I would say he doesn't look the best. He almost looks uncomfortable in there. He's really long and rangy. I don't think he's the tallest. He's about 5'11" or 6 foot, but he looks about 6'5" or something, probably because of his limbs. But he doesn't use his reach that well that I've seen. Yeah, he's a BJJ black belt, so obviously he's got good credentials on the ground. He's wrestling, I wouldn't say as the most technical, but he kind of bum rushes you. But I mean, his record 13-1. It's a good record. I think 3-1 in the UFC. So.
How do you prepare for a guy like that? I mean, you mentioned the fact that he's unorthodox. He's got kind of that weird body type. I mean, did you bring anybody in to try to mimic him, or are you the kind of guy that just focuses on your own thing?
Well, luckily we have a few guys kind of like him at my training, and he's also the first southpaw that I've fought.
In your whole career?
Yeah, my whole career, first southpaw. Even though I've obviously sparred loads of southpaws, and I've always wanted to fight a southpaw. Me being southpaw as well. So I don't know if this is his first southpaw or whatever.
That's
but
funny.
Yeah, my first southpaw. So there's different stuff that I've always used in sparring against southpaws that doesn't really work against orthodox. So I'm looking forward to showing the fans some of the stuff that I use against southpaws.
What do you think about the atmosphere? I mean, normally, like I said, you fight in Europe, you've got a passionate fan base, man. They're cheering for you, and I always enjoy that atmosphere when you're fighting. But it's going to be the exact opposite on Saturday night. What are you expecting?
Pretty much a little bit like my debut. I fought a Polish guy in Poland. I never got booed as much. I did get a little bit booed, but it was more just silent when I walked out. I know the Brazilian fans are a bit more crazy than that, so I'm expecting to get booed. I've been at fight shows before and been booed, maybe not 16,000 or whatever, but when I'm in the cage, it doesn't matter where it is. The way I see it, the pressure's on him, and that's just from sort of previous fights. I was more nervous in Scotland than I was Poland, so pressure's on him, and I'm just going to enjoy it.
That's awesome. If you pick up a win here, I mean, 4-0 in the UFC, your division, of course, is stacked. It's probably the deepest in the sport, but 4-0, that's nothing to shake at. I mean, what do you think you can accomplish with that? I mean, do you have goals for this year and next up at the top of the division?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always setting new goals because basically my old goals, I've reached them. I've got to the UFC, I've beat my first 3 fights, so it's always setting new goals. My next goal is obviously to beat Alan Patrick, go 4-0, call it maybe a better name, go 5-0 by the end of the year, and then look at top 15 for the start of next year. But yeah, I mean, 4-0, I don't think there's much fighters that's came into the UFC and won all 4 of their fights undefeated. So
you got a name in mind, or somebody you're ready to call out already?
I'll maybe wait until I have a few. I mean, I'm looking at a few different names and stuff. I wouldn't mind maybe fighting Ross Pearson at some point after this fight, but that's obviously depending on the win and stuff. I can't really go out calling people out yet, but
get your hand raised.
He's a fighter I respect basically, and he's right up there. He's another European fighter, so I think that I'd like that fight at some point. Maybe after another win, going 4-0 for the Belfast card.
I was gonna say, you eyeing that Belfast card? Do you think that's where you'd like to be?
Yeah. I mean, I've not fought. This will be 11 months I've not fought in. So although it's been good because I've had there's 11 months I've been training still. I've been able to improve. I've got loads of new stuff that I'm going to be showing the fans on Saturday night. And yeah, so sorry, what was the?
Just if the Belfast card was one you thought you'd be
even, I mean, I'm not looking past this fight because you never know what's going to happen. But based on my last 3 fights, I've prepared for a war. Went in there expecting it to be my toughest fight ever, as always, and they've been 3 of my sort of easiest ones. So we'll see what happens. If I get a first round knockout, you never know. I wouldn't even mind getting on the Manchester card in 2 weeks' time if I came out unscaled. But realistically, probably the Belfast card by the end of the year.
When you play this one out in your head Saturday night, I know you're planning to get a victory, but how do you think this one goes down?
I mean, I visualise it. I try and visualise every point, even the bad points. When I say the bad points, maybe like just being in certain positions and then turning it around and stuff. But I mean, I could see me knocking him out. I could see me submitting him. I know he's a BJJ black belt, but I believe in my grappling skills. And the whole BJJ black belt thing, it's, you know, I know it's gi and you got to wear a gi to get that. I feel like I'm at black belt level, no gi, maybe not in the gi, it's kind of different. But if you go and look at my fight against Marcin Bandel, he's a BJJ black belt, and he was meant to be really good at leg locks. I mind even Dan Hardy saying in the commentary that he had been submitted by him and stuff for the legs, but I went out there and felt like I out-grappled him and had him in a lot of different submissions. So yeah, I feel like I can go out there and win any way possible. Obviously, I prepare for a war, me winning a close decision. But if the stoppage comes, then that's always the bonus.